what we
This
see out there this
conference
morning.
will now be recorded.
All right, as always, everything that we're going to be talking about today is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. So, obviously, the big stock this morning is AXSM. So, coming up to that 7 level, we got some real nice buying. And then also at that 750, if it lets me go back, yeah, we got some real nice bursts that came in. You can see 15,000, 15,000. And on a cheaper stock, I mean, that's definitely what you want to see. You want to see those bigger prints coming in because 15,000 shares, although a lot of shares, really in relative to everything else, I mean, it's not really that much money because it's $7.50 stock. But so we definitely want to see better. Sorry to hear that. Wish you could. No, actually, the baby is the only one in our household that did not get sick, which is absolutely crazy to be honest. So that definitely worked out well. All right, so coming back up to there though, underneath that 8, we got a little new buying, not as much as I would have liked to see. I mean, by far, and we haven't really pulled back from that 750 buying that we had before. So remember the variables that we talked about in our last traders exchange, and that's essentially exactly what we're going to be looking for coming back up. But once again, it does have that great buying at 750, just not really as much as I would like to see above yet. Next thing looking at is PCG. So PCG finally making some type of move the other day. So we can see coming into the aftermarket, they dropped, made a pretty substantial drop. And we know all the way back here, back into basically the beginning of November, we had some huge selling that came down into not only the 20 area, but also in that 19 area. So we finally looks like we made a nice break from there. Now, if you want to take a look right here, you can see at 20 this morning, we had some selling coming in, but this is really what I like a lot better. Is this selling between 1975 and 1968? There's a whole lot of selling coming back into there. Excuse me. So that sure is showing a lot of potential. Now, we do have some buying that came in at 1950, which is basically just telling us that we're going to be expecting a pull-up, which we already know from that selling that we had down there. But overall, still looking very, very bearish. Next one looking at is QEP. So QEP is not as good as our AXSM. Doesn't have as great variables coming into it. And one of those, the problems is because I just don't see much buying that came in, not only at that 8 level, but really coming back over towards that 850. You can see coming into it, just not really much there, and we are getting a bunch of selling. It's turning into a very consolidated looking trade. I'm going to put this one on our side list rather than a regular list because there's just better stuff for you to be looking at as we come into things. So not too bad. And then Roku, I'm still looking at. So Roku is actually, and now it's looking even better. So I liked it before we even started our meeting at 9 o'clock. But you could see the beautiful volume starting to come in. Some decent buying. 35 was a little mixed, by a little mix. I mean, it had a bid print and an S print, so just not really much there. But coming in, you can see 35.75. And around that area, 36, one aspirin. Not really great print yet, but it's certainly getting that volume coming in, which I do like to see. And it's definitely getting some new buying, not as much as we like, but certainly getting some. All right, so let's talk about Apple. So I guess I got the alert, what was it? Wednesday, I think it was, Wednesday night. On my phone, it said that Apple was dropping down their projections for some reason or another. I don't remember the exact reason. I frankly don't care. Something about sales projections getting lowered. And overall, it made a beautiful move down towards that down to that 142. Now, one thing that I do, from what I saw, we have a bunch of selling at 142, don't we? Can someone just confirm that with me? Because I didn't really get a chance to look back. But didn't we have a buy? Yes, we're selling 142.50. All right, so that's a great thing to see. Based off the amount of selling, I'm assuming that we needed a monster pull-up from everything out there. I mean, obviously I wasn't watching it, so I don't know, but I would have had to assume that we were going to be looking for a real big pull-up for the amount of selling that would have been coming back into there. But overall, with the selling down there as well as these projections and the amount of selling that we've seen coming back down, I don't think the move is over yet at all. But coming back in, SQ and Baba, buying, selling. Well, which one? What do we have in SQ and Baba? So SQ, we're moving back up towards that 59 level that we talked about. We've been talking about and waiting for this thing to be able to get back over it. Remember that selling at 59, we just never got that satisfied yet from there. SQ buy at 54, SQ buying all the way up. Baba wanted huge selling at 130. Okay, huge selling 130 and Baba. SQ is on that pull up from all that selling that finally is getting back up there. Remember, it did have buying at 62. Yeah, I saw GameStop this morning. It really isn't a great trade, day trade that is. But one thing about it is I'm just shocked. I mean, this stock shouldn't even be anywhere anymore. I think they're a comic book store now. I overall do not like the company by any means, any part of it, to be honest. So that's just something to keep in mind. But overall, I just nothing really there that I see that we can really do anything with. AMD is making got a nice little trend coming into this morning. But other than that, guys, I don't really see too much else out there. Definitely not a bad pre-market, but other than what we've just went over, not really much. It's just pulling up. Okay, well, I am not really so. So this today, obviously, I'm going to be having to get my stories going with everything and kind of get back into the swing of things. Next thing is tomorrow we're going to be starting class. I'm willing that I can talk. So this morning I'm going to be training for a little bit this morning. Then I have some stuff to get done with classes and a few meetings and stuff like that. Definitely excited. Remember, this week's class is going to be all about high and how to add high probability to your trades, to your entries, and how to basically, go out there and just that, add percentages to your trades. All right, guys. So I will talk to everyone in the chat and happy trading.